Hello, and thank you for joining me for this demonstration on how to edit and configure callback options on your queues, on your voice queues. In this video, we're going to demonstrate the proper process you'll need to follow in order to configure a callback for your queues or the callback parameters for your queues and what the options within the callback settings are and how to amend those on the queues within the Horizon Contact admin portal. As you can see on my screen, I'm currently signed in to the Horizon Contact and I am logged in as an administrator. So we can see I've got, by selecting the more options on the top left-hand corner of the screen, we can see I've got all of my administrative options available to me. I'm going to scroll down to the call handling subsection and then I'm going to go to queues. I'm going to choose my demo queue and then the last tab that's available on the of all the tabs within the queue is callbacks. And when I select that, we can see that currently callback is not configured on this particular queue. So if we want to allow callbacks to uh, take place on this particular queue, all we need to do is select this checkbox here, which says allow callbacks. We then have some configurable options that have become available to us. Okay. So the first thing we need to determine is how many times do we want to retry failed callbacks? So let's say that a callback reaches ahead of the queue. I've answered the phone. I've called the customer back, but they didn't answer me. Do we want to try again or not? If we don't, we can just put that down to 0 and we can put the retry intervals as 0 as well. If we want to retry once, we need to specify how long we want to wait in minutes before we retry again. So, we might say 60 minutes. Wait 60 minutes and then call back again later. For this example, I'm just going to put those both down to 0 again. Underneath the allow callbacks checkbox, we can see only when queue position is greater than X or only when queue time is greater than X. So what this is doing is allowing us to say when we offer the callback. So if we choose this top option, we could say only when queue position is greater than 5. So if there are 5 calls already waiting in the queue, the 6th caller will be offered a callback. If there are only 4 callers waiting in the queue, the 5th caller will not be offered the callback. So we're saying only when there's more than 5 calls that are now waiting in the queue that will be offered the callback. The other option that we have is only when queue time is greater than X. So this is measured in seconds. So we could say 150 seconds, or we could say the 300 seconds that we had there just a moment ago. So what this is doing is it's looking, when I enter the queue as a customer calling in, if someone before me in the queue has waited for more than 300 seconds, I will then be offered the callback option. If no one has waited for more than 300 seconds prior to me entering the queue, I won't be offered the callback option. So these are the two options that we can make use of. The next option down, this play system audio, I uncheck that because what we tend to do is tell the customer what to do within the audio message for the caller. So this callback audio to caller message there that we record, we generally say press star to leave us a callback. So this is allowing us to select from our audio files. So we could say, to receive a callback message, we could just apply that within there. Once they choose to receive a callback, we can then say play another message which says to the caller, your callback has been requested. So these two messages here, this is if we meet these parameters above, then this is a message that is played. We're currently experiencing a high volume of calls. If you'd like to receive a callback, press star, for example. Then this next message down is if they did opt to press star, what's played to them then? So thank you for requesting your callback. You'll be called back as soon as possible. The DTMF key is the key that the caller will press to be able to receive the callback. So again, we could say anything on the dial pad within our message. We generally say star. So to receive a callback, please press star. Okay. So that's what the caller is going to press to be able to get the callback. The two messages at the top, audio for agent on callback and audio for caller on callback. So this one is, these two messages are played to the caller, offering them a callback, then telling them that they've requested a callback. Once the callback reaches the head of the queue and it's talking, it's been presented to the agent and the agent answers the call, this is a message that plays prior to making the outbound call. So this will be a message that says something like, this is a requested callback from a customer. Please hold while you are connected. So we're just telling the agent or the member of staff what's going on. This option here, so again, these are optional. This one here would be, once the agent has called the caller or the customer back and they've answered the phone, this would be a message that plays to them to say, this is your requested callback. You're about to be connected. So again, these are optional messages that we will play. The top option there, callback number blacklist, is just a way that we can blacklist numbers from receiving a callback. So again, you can opt to put that in there or not. So once you're happy with the parameters of your callback, you can just press save and this will become immediately enabled. So if there's a caller waiting in the queue for more than 300 seconds, the next caller that comes in will be presented with this message to say, if you'd like to receive a callback, press star. If they then choose to press star, they'll then hear this message, which will tell them your callback's been requested. And then as soon as this call reaches the head of the queue, the agent that answers the call will just, as soon as they pick up the phone, it will be an outbound call, and then they'll be ringing the caller back. In this video, we've demonstrated where to find the callback configurable parameters on your queues in the Horizon Contact admin portal. We've also looked at configuring callback for a queue and the message options that go along with it, and also the parameters to what qualifies as being able to receive a callback. So what the parameters we need to meet as a customer to receive the option for a callback, i.e. someone's been waiting for a long period of time, or I am a particular position within the queue or higher. Thank you for watching this demonstration.